Hi, friends. Today I want to share a new story with you. I hope you enjoy it. I was 13 when I started to realize that my parents didn't see me as their son, but as something they had invested in. It wasn't all at once. It was something I noticed slowly, over years of love that came with strings attached. Darren, if you want new shoes, you have to earn them, my dad said when I was 12, standing over me with his arms crossed. Casper doesn't have to. He's younger, but you should know better by now. Casper, my younger brother, was lying on the couch behind him, playing with a brand new game console. He didn't do anything to earn it. He didn't have to. When I turned 18, I was working 2 part-time jobs. Casper had a moped, fully paid for by our parents. When I asked why, my mom said, "He's not as mature as you, he needs more help." Help, that was the word they used to explain why my college savings got smaller year after year, used to pay for Casper's needs. That was the word they used when they told me to pay rent in high school, while Casper lived at home for free. Every step I took in life cost me something, while my brother had it easy. Still, I kept going, thinking if I worked hard enough, they would finally treat me like a son, not a project. That dream ended on my 25th birthday. Dinner was meant to be a celebration. I thought there'd be cake and good vibes. Instead, my dad handed me a white envelope. "Happy birthday, Darren." I opened it, already nervous. Inside was a formal letter, a debt notice. It listed every cost they had paid for me, written in detail. Housing, $35,000. Food, $18,400. Medical bills, $9,300. School help, $25,000. Total, $97,790. I laughed, shocked. "You're kidding." My dad's face didn't change. "We spent years on you. Now that you've made it, it's fair you give something back." My mom added, sweetly fake, "Your brother will need help too, Darren. You know life's been hard for him." Casper sat across the table, spinning his fork in his pasta, smirking. I looked at them, my chest turning cold. "Casper, where's your bill?" He just smiled. "I'm different. I'll take care of mom and dad when they're old." "Is that what they told you?" I sighed, shaking my head. "They let you live here for free, buy you things, cover everything, and you still think you're the favorite? Wake up, Casper. You're not their plan, you're their excuse." I clenched my jaw. Of course, Casper, the favorite child, protected from everything, now being handed over to me like another job. I dropped the paper on the table. "I don't owe you anything." My dad's face darkened. "You wouldn't have made it without us. We gave up so much for you." I leaned back, trying to stay calm. Parents don't send their kids a bill for raising them. That's not sacrifice, that's just being a parent. Silence filled the room. It said everything. This wasn't about love or family. It was just a deal to them, money in, money out. I stood up. "If that's all I am to you, then take this dinner as my final payment." I walked out, leaving their cold stares and their betrayal behind. Later, I sat in my apartment, staring at the crumpled invoice on my desk. 2 days had passed, but the anger and hurt hadn't faded. Something about the total didn't sit right. On a whim, I grabbed a calculator and added up the charges. That's when I saw it, something called interest for delayed reimbursement. It was a $15,000 charge. My heart sank. That was the same amount I had given them 2 years ago when they called me crying, saying they were out of money. I was shaking now, not from fear, but from rage. They didn't just list their costs on me. They twisted the truth, turning my kindness into debt. My phone buzzed. It was my dad. I picked up, my voice cold, and asked about the interest charge. He paused, then said smoothly, "It's a fair update. You gave us that money, yes, but we needed to stay afloat. It made sense to include it." My fists clenched. "An update? You mean a lie?" My mom's voice came through next. She was on speaker. "Darren, honey, don't make this a big deal. Good kids are thankful. Your brother would help without question." I exhaled slowly, my voice steady. "Casper never had to help. You gave him everything." Silence. Then my dad said, "We thought better of you." I replied, voice like ice, "So did I." I ended the call. If this was a game, I wasn't playing by their rules anymore. The next day, I showed up at their house without warning. The air felt thick as I stepped in and placed a thick envelope on the table. They sat across from me, my parents and Casper. Their faces were either smug or blank. My dad gave a half smile. Changed your mind about paying us back? I pushed the envelope across. No, but I did my own math. My mom's hands tightened around her teacup as my dad opened it. Inside was a full report, every dollar they had taken from me. My inheritance. My college fund. The loans I gave them. All backed up with bank records. The total, $132,000. Casper rolled his eyes. This is a joke. I leaned in. If you want to treat me like a bank, then I expect my money back. My dad's smile faded. This isn't the same. Parents give, kids return the favor. That's how family works. My voice cut through the air. No, that's how guilt works. My mom went pale. Darren, I stood. I'm done being your investment. As I turned to go, I pulled a $10 bill from my wallet and handed it to my dad. He looked confused as I smiled. Buy some lottery tickets, I said softly. Maybe you'll finally win something. Because I already did, I got away from this game you tried to trap me in. I didn't wait for a reaction. I walked out, leaving them in silence. This time, I wasn't looking back. As I walked away from my parents' house for the last time, I felt something new, lightness in my chest. I had finally won, not by paying their ridiculous bill, but by breaking free from the control they had tried to keep over me for years. A week later, a letter showed up at my apartment. It was from my parents. I paused before opening it, already guessing it was more guilt or demands. But inside was something else, a legal letter from a lawyer. They were suing me for not paying family contributions. I let out a slow breath and shook my head. They were really that desperate. I didn't rush to answer. Instead of playing along, I sent all the financial proof to the right authorities, documents showing how they had taken my inheritance. One email was all it took to start an investigation that uncovered everything. A month later, it all came crashing down. My parents had to sell their things to pay fines and back taxes once the truth came out. Casper, who never had a job or any responsibilities, was suddenly on his own, with no one left to support him. Then I got one last message from my dad. A weak, fake plea to come back together as a family. I didn't even open it. I just deleted it. Later, I stood out on my balcony, and for the first time in years, I felt free. No more guilt. No more games. No more being used like a money machine. Friends, what did you think of this story? Tell me in the comments below. Want more stories like this one? Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell, so you never miss a video. See you tomorrow.